Alright, hello and welcome back. I just thought this area was so pretty. Hopefully the road nearby isn't too loud. So, let's get into it. This week I'm excited because I've been reached out to by Broken Spine Arts to review the upcoming, almost released chapbook, From This Soil by Casey Bailey. Now, it's like most chapbooks, very short, but it's very emotional and full of imagery and just full of description. It's great. I really, really enjoyed it. At first, I kind of got the vibe that maybe this was a chapbook about grieving, or maybe it was about loss. Just kind of based off of the first few poems, it was very much like I miss you vibes. But kind of as you move along in the collection, there's a little bit more hope. There's a little bit more something akin to nostalgia. It's just all very pleasant and engaging in a kind of unexpected way. I think perhaps one of my favorite poems was Dandelion, because Bailey talks about how everybody thinks of dandelions as a nuisance, as weeds that serve no purpose. But fun fact, they are little honeybees' first food, and they're also kind of magical in kind of an unexpected way. Because like if you think about it, as kids we're always told about like wishing on a dandelion, and Bailey brings this up too. It's like, hey, don't worry about how people perceive you now, little dandelion, because eventually, even though they may not like you right now, they're going to love you eventually. They're going to bring you to their lips to kiss you, to blow away their wish. And I just thought that was so beautiful. There were a couple of other poems that I really, really enjoyed, but just as a collection, I think it was really well thought out. I don't know if I've ever talked about pacing with regard to poetry before, but I felt as though this was really well paced. I don't think that's actually something that I usually think of when I think of poetry, because I don't know, even though there are definitely some collections where everything's very clearly connected, I think a lot of the collections I read are semi-eclectic, I'll say. Like they might be more or less in the same realm, in the same genre, but this one I felt like was a little bit, it told kind of a story of the self, almost. I know on the back of the book it said that it gives a real deep insight into Bailey himself. I don't know you, but based on your writing, I think you seem like a really cool person. And I think that's kind of the beauty of poetry. And I know I've said this before, that even though we as writers often put ourselves into our work, there's just something very vulnerable and raw about poetry that I just don't think, as a rule, prose accomplishes in quite the same way. Not to say that one's better than the other, but I think if you are going to try to get that raw, vulnerable look, poetry's the way to go. And I think From This Soil is indicative of Bailey, at least as a writer. It seems, like I said, kind of nostalgic, very introspective, very thoughtful and emotional, and it's just beautifully written. I think it's a really good chapbook. I'm excited for y'all to be able to read it. It comes out on the 30th. And yeah, I enjoyed this collection. And I think I'll leave it at that, just because it's just really good. So, that's all I have for From This Soil by Casey Bailey. Next week I will be reviewing another book from Inkberry Books. Hello, future Hannah cutting in for a second. So I went to pick up the book. It's Sufferings of Lesser Mammals. I'm forgetting the author, so I'll put that here. Anyway, I came and they were closed, so I'll have to pick it up. And oh my goodness, it's really sunny. So, and back to regular vlog Hannah. So look forward to seeing you then, and in the meantime, happy reading and thanks.